This is ABC 7 News Weekend Edition. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Shock and sadness about the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. It happened early this morning in Orlando, where a heavily armed man opened fire, killing 50 and injuring 53 others. And now we're hearing the American-born shooter called 911 to pledge allegiance to ISIS before he was killed. President Obama says this was an act of terror and hate. The FBI says they were aware of the suspect previously, but he was not under investigation. We go live now to Orlando for more on the story from ABC's Marcy Gonzalez, who is live on the scene. Marcy?
Good evening. The shooting started just as the Pulse nightclub behind me here was about to close at 2 o'clock this morning, and the nightmare continued for another 3 hours. That's when the SWAT team moved in to try to rescue dozens of hostages and killed the gunman. We are learning more about him and how this massacre unfolded.
Look at that, just shooting back and forth.
Horrifying moments from the worst mass shooting in American history captured on camera.
Oh my God.
A gunman opening fire early this morning at a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida.
Bam, 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 bam. There was bodies everywhere, and I was crawling. I just kept crawling.
At least 50 people killed, more than 50 others injured.
This was an act of terror and an act of hate. Attacks on any American, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, or sexual orientation, is an attack on all of us.
It's sickening. It should make every American angry.
People rushing to the scene after getting heart-wrenching calls and text messages from loved ones inside the club.
My son, he got shot 3 times.
He said he was going to die and he loved me. That's the last thing I heard.
Hours later, many of them still waiting for news.
They can't identify anybody, so it could be hours and hours.
The gunman killed at the scene, identified by investigators as 29-year-old Omar Mateen. Law enforcement officials say after the shooting began, he called 911 to pledge his allegiance to ISIS.
There were 911 calls in which there was conversation between the subject and law enforcement representatives of 911 dispatchers.
Mateen was known to law enforcement. The FBI interviewed him 3 times back in 2013 and 2014, but he was not deemed a threat. Authorities say he drove to Orlando from his home in Fort Pierce, Florida, armed with an assault weapon and a handgun.
He drove 2 hours in order to go to a gay nightclub and to kill people. I think that speaks for itself.
And federal officials say the gunman bought the weapons used in the attack legally within the past week. The scene here still blocked off as authorities try to identify all of the victims. Live in Orlando, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
All right, thank you, Marcy. A terrorism observer told ABC News that the claim of responsibility from ISIS is an unusual message because it's based on a source and could be opportunistic. It does not claim that the group directed the plot. Now, Mateen's father said the family is shocked by the deadly attack. He did say his son had expressed disgust at seeing 2 men kiss several months ago. Governor Rick Scott has declared a state of emergency in Orange County. The governor made the announcement during a press conference this morning in Orlando. He says the shooting was clearly an act of terror that both sickens and angers him. He also spoke about the diversity of Florida and that the strength and resiliency of the state, which will allow the community to heal.
This state is going to be defined as a state of generosity, a state of love. We are a resilient state. We love people in our state, and we're going to continue to do that. Anybody that's thinking about doing something like this in our state, our justice is swift, our penalties are severe. We have a great law enforcement team, and we're going to do the right thing.
Scott says he'll do all he can to handle the tragic incident and help the city of Orlando. And in honor of the victims, the governor is also ordering all U.S. and state flags flown at half-staff at local, state, and federal buildings throughout Florida, and that should remain until sunset on Thursday. A hotline has been established, and social media has reacted to the shooting. Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer says anyone seeking information about their loved one can call 407-246-4357. Facebook has also activated a safety check feature for those in the Orlando area to alert friends that they are indeed safe. The city is also working on a website to provide updates on the conditions of victims in the shootings. We are also learning that at least one of the victims in the shooting was indeed from Sarasota. 34-year-old Edward Sotomayor was the first of the so far 6 victims listed on the City of Orlando's website. His Facebook shows him as a national brand manager at Al and Chuck Travel Agency, which helps plan travel for the LGBT community. His family lives in Sarasota but could not be reached for comment. Equality Florida says it's heartbroken and angry about the senseless violence that has once again destroyed lives in our state and in our country. The organization says, quote, "We stand in solidarity and keep our thoughts on all whose lives have been lost or altered forever in this tragedy." They will host a vigil tomorrow night, a blood drive, and a fund drive to help the victims' families. Reaction here in the local LGBT community is shock as well. More on this angle now from our Christopher Brantley. Christopher?
Well, good evening, Ray. Just about everyone we spoke to today had the same reaction, absolute shock that today's worst shooting in American history was made against members of the LGBT community. While the shooting happened in Orlando, its effects were felt strongly here, and now an act of violence is being met with a force of love.
I'm heartbroken, and I'm having a hard time not crying all morning long.
I can't even fathom to understand how someone can justify that in their mind and cause so much damage in a community.
In Sarasota today, 100 miles south of Orlando, the pain was palpable.
It will change so many lives in a sad way, in a way that a lot of people will never get over.
Donna Hanley is the executive director of Also Youth in Sarasota. The group works with teens and adults in the LGBT community.
You know, cliche things like, I can't believe this happened. I don't even say that because I can believe this has happened.
Hanley says hatred and violence towards LGBT people has always existed, but what happened today was unspeakable. Tomorrow, the doors of the Also Youth office will be open and counselors will be on hand.
People are going to want to talk about gun control. People are going to want to talk about, discrimination. And is this going to happen to me? Our youth, people have asked me already today, what are we going to do for the youth? What are we going to say to the youth?
Another gathering will be held tomorrow night, a candlelight vigil here at 5 Points Park.
I think it'll be a great space to gather and have everyone come out about 8 p.m. since sunset's around 8:30 and just kind of have a moment of silence to remember those that we lost in their community.
Shannon Fortner is the founding president of the Harvey Milk Festival, whose namesake was killed at the hand of gun violence.
The fact that this is still happening in 2016, this is Harvey Milk Festival. Harvey Milk was murdered by a gun as well. So this is something that really resonates with our organization.
The sign on the wall of Also Youth reads, "Hate-Free Zone," but that doesn't extend everywhere.
It's definitely a reminder of why we still are fighting for reminding people that we should all be equal and that someone's opinion shouldn't matter or be able to cause harm to other people.
For Hanley, the hardest part of explaining today's tragedy is understanding how it happened in the first place.
I fear that there's people out there that are happy about this kind of hateful crime. And it disgusts me even that I think it. But I know because I've seen it.
And we've all seen it today. Again, tomorrow night, a candlelight vigil at 5 Points Park at 8 p.m., followed by a moment of silence. And for anyone struggling with coping, the doors to Also Youth will be open starting at 10 a.m. in Sarasota. As we said, they'll have grief counselors on hand to help make sense of a senseless tragedy. Ray?
All right, thank you, Christopher. In the wake of the mass shooting, there's an urgent need for blood donations to help survivors now. The need is especially for O negative, O positive, and AB plasma blood donations. To find a donation center, visit oneblood.org or call 800-9DONATE. Across the Suncoast, blood donation centers were open at 6 locations today in response to the events in Orlando. So many showed up to one blood donation center on Manatee Avenue in Bradenton. The organization recommended donors go to bloodmobiles throughout the area instead. Dozens waited in line to donate at Payne Park this afternoon. We asked why donors felt compelled.
We wanted to do something to help, and this is the only thing we could think to do. It's just horrible. it's a horrible, horrible day.
I just feel a personal responsibility when things like this happen to people, that you should do what you can to help, and I can donate blood, so that's why I'm here.
There were also blood banks set up today at Royal Palm 20 Theater, Oakmont 8 Cinemas, Payne Park, and the Sarasota Alliance Church. And talk about timing, also at Payne Park today, the Manatee Guardians of Love sponsored a Stop the Violence cookout. The event was planned ahead of time to raise awareness of violence here in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Organizers say it was an opportunity to bring people together and join forces.
So we just decided to just do something really positive and give people something else to look forward to, and just something different than what's going on that we see every day going on in our community.
We see so much violence going on around the community and around we wanted to try to put a stop in our backyard, you know what I mean? We're trying to show everybody that for the kids, the next generation, there's no need for that. Everybody can come together. We all bleed the same blood, so there's no sense in that.
Also on hand today, Mayor Willie Shaw, who declared today Stop the Violence Day in Sarasota. Well, despite the gloomy news, some peaks of sunshine today. Let's get the forecast now from our Wendy Ross.
And we had another hot day once again today with our temperatures soaring into the 90s. It's still very warm outside, 88 degrees right now. And the rain showers are no longer at the coastline. Most of those showers have moved to inland, and they're widely scattered as well. Dew points are high. The humidity is moderate. Winds are coming right off the Gulf of Mexico. And no matter where you go, it's pretty warm out there. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s at the coastline. You get away from the coast, you're looking at pretty much the same thing. The places that are experiencing some showers are a little bit cooler, like Northport at 81 degrees right now. You can see there isn't a whole lot of rain out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and this is the general direction of the showers. Most of the rains have been developing throughout the latter part of the afternoon, and they've been developing east of I-75 and transferring down to the south. So right now we've just got a couple of scattered showers, partly cloudy skies, and we're going to continue to see our temperature dropping down over the next couple of hours. So what we're going to be experiencing now are temperatures will stay in the 80s all the way until 11 o'clock. We'll let you know what we can expect for tomorrow. We've got the work week forecast in just a few minutes, Ray.
Okay, Wendy, talk to you soon. We'll have Wendy's full forecast, also more news and sports. The Rays look to bounce back against the Astros of the Trop. All the runs in one inning. Stay with us.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
The home at 19 Walker Court. The agent. The rolling of sleeves. The look over. The look under. The application of dirt under fingernails. Turning over every rock. Turning over every chimney. Checking the nooks, checking the crannies, checking the walls. The floors, the gutters, the doors. Finding the flaw. Calling the specialist. Fixing it, cleaning it, prepping it, painting it, listing it, showing it, selling it. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
With new products and technologies constantly evolving, even being pregnant isn't the same as it used to be. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, one of our trend experts is expecting. She's found the latest and greatest pregnancy items to share with us. We learn more about celebrating the 151st Juneteenth anniversary here in Sarasota. Dr. Jenny is back and Table Creekside in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
While the nation deals with the mass Orlando shooting, police in California arrested a man who they say was heading to a gay pride parade with weapons. They say they found 3 rifles, ammunition, and ingredients for a pipe bomb. The suspect told police he was going to the parade to look for a friend. He was arrested after a resident spotted him in the neighborhood about 3 o'clock in the morning. He was parked in the wrong direction, hid in the bushes. The Los Angeles mayor broke the news of the arrest during the parade today.
Today we also were informed of, and I think it has broken the news, and I won't speak much more of the details, of an individual here, we believe completely unrelated, who said he was coming to Pride and who was heavily armed and apprehended by Santa Monica Police Department officials last night. I want to thank Santa Monica Police Department for their good work and for the tip of a neighborhood person who led to that arrest.
And again, police are not sure there's a link between that incident and the one in Orlando. And the Orlando shooting has knocked another tragedy in Central Florida off the front page. It was just Friday night, a rising pop star named Christina Grimmie was shot after her concert while she signed autographs. Tomorrow night, family and friends in her hometown in South New Jersey will hold a candlelight vigil in her honor. She was just 22 years old. Police say the St. Petersburg man who shot her didn't appear to have any connection to her. He later took his own life. Back here in Sarasota, business owners are taking the city's panhandling problems into their own hands. The Downtown Merchants Association has organized its second public awareness campaign in 2 years, supplying posters and handouts for all the shops along Main Street. More now from Adam Cellini.
The merchants of downtown Sarasota have a strong message for those giving money to the homeless. Your kindness could kill.
The money that they give could actually go to buying drugs. It could actually kill somebody with the overdoses and stuff that we have had in through Sarasota County.
At the request of several store owners, Downtown Merchants Association President Ron Soto is running his second campaign on the subject. Along with window posters, several restaurants will be handing out these cards with the check, suggesting your money go towards one of 40 local shelters instead.
They help feed, they help clothe, they support them in counseling and housing.
Chip Beeman, who owns 2 downtown restaurants, says it's rare to get through a day without running off at least one panhandler.
My staff is very good at it. We've all become really good at it.
Is that sustainable? Is that the way you want to conduct your business?
No, I really don't want to. Just right now, that's what we have to do. And we have to be very delicate about the situation.
The city of Sarasota has also proceeded with caution, revising an ordinance earlier this year to make personal solicitation legal in certain areas as long as it remains civil.
Personal solicitation, the city of Sarasota does not differentiate between somebody who might be asking for money versus somebody who might be asking for a signature on a petition, or maybe somebody who might be selling Girl Scout cookies.
Both Beeman and Soto agree this issue goes beyond the city's control.
It doesn't matter what the ordinances are or how they've changed. I still see it on a daily basis down here.
Now the next step in Ron Soto's plan will remove the middleman by placing donation boxes like these in several of the shops where customers can drop in $1 or $2, and then the Downtown Merchants Association will take the money to a local homeless shelter themselves. In downtown Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Adam. Bradenton Beach city officials say last week's tropical storm caused $30,000 in damage to the dock at the historic pier on Bridge Street. Repairs will be needed to open the day dock temporarily to traffic. It'll be replaced entirely. A part of the dock has broken away from the rest of the dock, creating a safety issue. That storm indeed caused some problems around the area. I had a chance to see firsthand today some of the boats submerged in the bay. check one off my bucket list. I went kayaking today. Kayaking.
Did you?
Sarasota Bay.
And it was perfect this morning.
Very nice
wasn't
weather
it?
for
It was
yeah.
very nice weather. Things were calm. We didn't have to worry about rain this morning. The showers did develop, but they moved eastward very early this morning. They developed eastward. And so as a result, we just saw some showers that took place primarily east of I-75. That's where the heaviest rains were throughout the day. And you can see there isn't a whole lot out in the Gulf of Mexico for tonight, but we are looking to see some overcast conditions a little bit later on. We've had some heavier rains that have moved in throughout the afternoon hours, but again, east of I-75 is where we've seen those showers, and they've moved through fairly quickly. And right now, most of our viewing area are reporting fair skies at this point. A couple of holdouts right here over eastern Charlotte County, and we've got some other showers that are forming to the north of us, but they'll be dying out over the next couple of hours. 91 was our daytime high, another scorching hot day, 77 the overnight low. Normally we're at 89 and 73 for the overnight low, and we've had records set back on this date. Back in 2010, it was as hot as 98 degrees, so that wasn't too far in the past. Right now it's 88 degrees for us. We have fair skies out there, and we do have high dew point, high humidity, or moderate humidity, I should say, but it feels muggy all the same. Those winds are coming in right off the Gulf of Mexico at 7 miles per hour. No matter where you go in the state of Florida, with the exception of Fort Myers, it's pretty hot out there. Temperatures are very warm as a result of all this abundant sunshine that we're seeing at this hour. Across our viewing area, some places are still very close to 90 degrees, and it is going to continue to be warm all the way until 11 o'clock tonight. High pressure is providing fair skies and hot temperatures all across the Gulf Coast states, and we're also looking at some scattered rains here across parts of the country. High pressure for us is going to continue to have an impact on our weather, bringing about northwesterly winds, which will help to set up those showers east of I-75 once again. So temperatures are going to stay near normal over the next couple of days. The rain chances will begin to increase sometime on Wednesday night into Thursday, but inland showers are more likely going to be the rule over the next couple of days. So this is what it looks like over the next couple of days. You can see those showers forming during the afternoon hours, again east of I-75, right along the sea breeze, and then we'll see showers mostly throughout the day on Tuesday over the center of the state as well. Not so much coastal rain, mostly inland showers taking place. If you're heading out to the beach, the winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out on the bay and inland waters. And tonight, it is going to be mostly cloudy. We may see some isolated showers taking place, again, mostly inland. Winds will be out of the west-northwest, right off the Gulf of Mexico at 5 to 10 miles per hour. An overnight low of 76 is expected. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Afternoon showers will be the rule. 30% chance of rain. Temperatures back into the upper 80s. And of course, you know, some places will see a temperature reading in the 90s. But this is what it looks like overall for the work week coming up. Monday and Tuesday, fairly quiet days as far as the rain is concerned. Wednesday afternoon all the way through this upcoming weekend, we'll see better chances of rain. Ray?
Now, sports.
Solemn start to the Rays game at Tropicana Field today. The teams held a moment of silence in honor of the victims in the Orlando shooting. The Rays hosted the Houston Astros today in the final game of this 3-game series. The Rays won Friday, the Astros won Saturday, and today it was all Rays. The home team scored all their 5 runs and all the game's runs in the 5th inning. Yeah, final score 5-0. Pitcher Matt Moore allowed just 2 hits in the shutout win. The Rays now have a day off before hosting the Seattle Mariners in another 3-game series that begins on Tuesday night. From the diamond to the ice now, where the Pittsburgh Penguins will try again to win the Stanley Cup tonight. The Pens lead the best-of-7 series 3-2 over the San Jose Sharks. Tonight's game is in Northern California. Game time here, 8 p.m. We'll have highlights tonight at 11 o'clock. The NBA has suspended one of the stars of the Golden State Warriors for tomorrow night's Game 5 in Oakland. The league said that Draymond Green took a swing at Cavaliers star LeBron James. This is Green's 4th flagrant foul of the playoffs, which carries automatic suspension. Here it is now as he goes over the top. There's a swing, and there's 2 swings right there. The Warriors lead the series 3-1. They can repeat as champions with a win tomorrow night. And we'll check the box office and have more news after this.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood. Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. ABC7's Pump Patrol, a list of the Suncoast's cheapest gas on mysuncoast.com.
The ability to go to college on a Bright Future Scholarship gave me personally the flexibility to chase a dream. To not have to worry about paying for your college education was absolutely amazing. One step better than that was to leave with no loans. I mean, to start a life, to start a job, to start without having a debt was amazing, and it allowed me to get to where I'm at today.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
2 sequels and a video game took top spots at the box office this weekend. A strong opening for the old-school horror film called The Conjuring 2 was #1 this weekend, bringing in some $40 million. A distant second was a big-budget video game called Adaption, called Warcraft, rather. The game is called World of Warcraft, and especially is big overseas and in China. And in third this weekend, a magician heist film called Now You See Me, Part 2. Tonight is the Tony Awards, which will honor the best of Broadway, and in light of the Orlando nightclub shooting, the cast of Hamilton won't use their weapons during their performance tonight. They usually use revolutionary-style war muskets, but instead will imitate rifles rather than actually hold them. One of the actors, in fact, tweeted, "The theater is our church, and we all need church tonight." The telecast has been dedicated to victims of the Orlando shooting. Very, very sad.
And that's starting tonight, the Tony Awards.
Yes, it
is
is.
that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you are going to be outdoors for tonight and for tomorrow, we're looking at lower chances for rain both tonight and tomorrow. And we are looking at maybe a 30% chance of rain all day, Monday and Tuesday.
Very nice. Thank you, Wendy. We'll have more on the Orlando shooting event.